Before we begin, a quick and important reminder. I am not a medical doctor, and the information presented in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have seen in this presentation. You wake up. The alarm is screaming. You hit snooze just for 9 more minutes of escape. When you finally drag yourself out of bed, your body feels heavy, achy. You look in the mirror, and for a split second you don't quite recognize the tired person staring back. The spark is gone. You promise yourself, like you did yesterday and the day before, today is the day. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to skip the sugar in my coffee. I'm going to go for that walk after work. But then life happens. The morning rush is chaos. By 10 a.m. you're stressed. By 3 p.m., that box of donuts someone brought into the office is calling your name, and you give in, telling yourself you'll be good tomorrow. By the time you get home, you're so drained, so mentally exhausted, that the idea of exercising feels like climbing Mount Everest. So you collapse on the couch, turn on the TV, and order takeout. Another day, another broken promise to yourself. If that sounds even remotely familiar, I need you to listen very, very closely. That cycle, that wasn't just a bad day. For millions of us, that's the default setting. It was my life for years. A constant loop of good intentions and disappointing results. Feeling trapped in a body that didn't have the energy to live the life I wanted. But what if I told you that you could break that cycle? Not tomorrow, not next month, but starting right now. What if I told you that in the next 90 days, just 3 months, you could fundamentally rewire your habits, recharge your energy, and build a foundation for a healthier, more vibrant life? Not through a punishing diet, a magic pill, or a workout plan that leaves you broken, but through a simple, strategic, step-by-step system. A roadmap. That's exactly what this is. This isn't a video. This is your 90-day guide to a total lifestyle transformation. Over the next 10 parts, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know day by day, week by week, to take back control of your health. By the end of this journey, you won't just look different. You will feel different. You'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, your mind will be sharper, and you'll have built an unshakable sense of confidence and self-trust. Now you might be thinking, 90 days? I've tried to change for a week and failed. Why is this different? It's a fair question. We've all been burned by the promises of the fitness industry. The 30-day shreds and the 7-day cleanses. They don't work for one simple reason. They're built on the faulty premise of extreme, unsustainable change. They demand 100% willpower 100% of the time. And nobody has that. The magic of 90 days is rooted in science. It's the sweet spot for true habit formation. Takes on average about 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. We're giving you 90 days to lock it in for good. It's long enough to see profound, motivating results, but short enough that it feels like a manageable project, not a life sentence. You're not on a diet forever. You are committing to a 90-day project to upgrade your life's operating system. And here's the most important part. This system is not about restriction. It's not about taking things away. It's about addition. It's about adding in powerful, positive habits one at a time, until they slowly and methodically crowd out the old ones. We're not going to start by telling you to throw out everything in your pantry and run 5 miles tomorrow. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, we're going to embrace the philosophy of the 1% improvement. The idea is simple. Can you get just 1% better today than you were yesterday? Can you drink 1 extra glass of water? Can you walk for just 5 minutes? Can you add a handful of spinach to your lunch? Anyone can do that. And the power of these tiny, almost insignificant changes, when compounded over 90 days, is staggering. It's the difference between trying to push a giant boulder up a hill and letting the power of a gentle, consistent stream carve a canyon. But before we even talk about food or exercise or sleep, we have to start with the single most important component of any successful transformation. The one thing that will keep you going when motivation fades, and trust me, it will. We need to define your why. I don't mean a superficial reason. I want to lose 20 pounds is not a why. That's a goal. A why is the deep, emotional, unshakable reason behind the goal. It's the thing that will pull you out of bed on a cold morning. It's the reason you'll choose the grilled chicken over the fried chicken when you're tired and hungry. So right now I want you to pause and think. Close your eyes if you need to. I want you to imagine your life 90 days from now. You've followed the plan. You've done the work. What does it look like? More importantly, what does it feel like? Maybe your why is being able to chase your kids around the park without getting winded. To be the active, present parent you've always wanted to be. Maybe it's walking into a room full of people and feeling confident and strong in your own skin, not wanting to hide in the corner. Maybe it's about your career. Having the mental clarity and boundless energy to finally go for that promotion or start that business you've been dreaming about. Or maybe it's something deeper. Maybe it's about respecting yourself. It's about ending the war with the person in the mirror and finally treating your body with the kindness and care it deserves. It's about proving to yourself that you can follow through on a promise, that you are capable, powerful, and worthy of feeling amazing. Get specific. What clothes are you wearing? What are people saying to you? What is the look on your family's face when they see this new, vibrant version of you? Feel that emotion, that pride, that joy. That is your why. That is your fuel. I want you to write it down, not on your phone. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Write it in big, bold letters and put it somewhere you will see it every single day. On your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator, on your car's dashboard. This isn't just a feel-good exercise. This is your anchor. When the waves of temptation and laziness start to crash, this is what you will hold on to. Because this journey won't always be easy. There will be days you want to quit. There will be moments of doubt. That's normal. But the difference between the person who succeeds and the person who gives up is not willpower. It's the power of their why. So here's the plan. We've established our foundation. In the parts to come, we're going to break this 90-day project down into 3 distinct 30-day phases. Month 1 is all about building the foundation. We'll focus on simple, non-negotiable habits. We'll clean up your environment, learn the fundamentals of hydration and mindful eating, and introduce gentle, consistent movement. This month is about building momentum and scoring easy wins. Month 2 is where we accelerate. We'll dial in your nutrition, understanding proteins, carbs, and fats without complicated calorie counting. We'll ramp up the intensity of our workouts in a smart, sustainable way. And we'll begin to master the art of deep restorative sleep. And month 3 is about solidification. This is where we make it a lifestyle. We'll learn how to navigate social situations, holidays, and vacations without derailing our progress. We'll fine-tune our routines and build the mental resilience to ensure that these changes last not just for the 90 days, but for a lifetime. I'm going to be your guide every step of the way. I'll give you the tools, the strategies, and the science-backed techniques. All you have to do is commit. Not to a life of deprivation, but to a 90-day project of self-improvement. Commit to showing up for yourself one day at a time, 1% at a time. Your transformation doesn't start tomorrow. It starts right now with the decision to believe that a healthier, more energetic you is not just possible, it's inevitable. If you're ready to stop the cycle and start building a life you love, in a body you feel proud of, then you're in the right place. Let's begin. The single biggest reason people fail to transform their health isn't a lack of desire. It's not laziness. It's overwhelm. We try to change everything all at once. We buy the new gym membership, throw out all the junk food, vow to drink a gallon of water, and promise to sleep 8 hours a night, all starting on Monday. And by Wednesday we're exhausted, discouraged, and back to our old habits, feeling like a failure. This 90-day journey is not about that. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding the science of habit formation and using it to our advantage. The first 30 days are what I call the foundation phase. This isn't about dramatic weight loss or running a marathon. It's about installing the core, non-negotiable habits that will serve as the launchpad for everything that follows. We're not building the whole skyscraper right now. We're pouring the concrete foundation so deep and so solid that the tower we build on top of it will be unshakable. To do this, we're going to focus on something called a keystone habit. A keystone habit is a single small change that creates a positive domino effect, spilling over into every other area of your life. For the next 4 weeks, we are going to install one new keystone habit each week. Just one. Your only job is to focus on that single habit with relentless consistency. Are you ready for week 1? Your first mission, your first keystone habit, is what I call the hydration protocol. Now I know what you're thinking. Drink more water. Groundbreaking. But hear me out. We're not just drinking more water. We are establishing a non-negotiable ritual. From this day forward, the very first thing you will do upon waking up, before you check your phone, before you make coffee, before you let the dog out, is drink a full 16-ounce glass of water. Why is this so powerful? First, after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. That feeling of morning grogginess and brain fog isn't just sleep inertia. It's a dehydrated brain. That first glass of water is like turning on the power to your entire system. It kickstarts your metabolism, rehydrates your cells, and tells your body, okay, we're open for business. Second, this simple act flushes out toxins your body processed overnight. It gets your digestive system moving and prepares it for your first meal. But here's the real magic. Starting your day by immediately giving your body something it desperately needs sends a powerful psychological signal. It's your first win of the day. 5 minutes after waking up, you've already done something positive for your health. You've kept a promise to yourself. That small victory creates momentum. It makes you more likely to make another good choice and another. See the dominoes starting to fall? So, for the next 7 days, that is your only job. A 16-ounce glass of water first thing. No excuses. Now for week 2. We're keeping the hydration protocol. That's permanent now, and we're adding our second keystone habit. Creating a sleep sanctuary. We live in a culture that treats sleep as a luxury, but it is the most critical performance-enhancing activity you can do. Poor sleep is a hormonal wrecking ball. It cranks up your stress hormone cortisol, which tells your body to store belly fat. It increases ghrelin, your hunger hormone, making you crave sugar and junk food. And it decreases leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full. So you're stressed, you're hungry, you can't get full, and you have no willpower because your brain is running on fumes. Sound familiar? The solution isn't just go to bed earlier. The solution is to create a ritual that cues your brain for rest. Your mission for week 2 is to establish a 30-minute, screen-free wind-down period before bed. For 30 minutes, there will be no phone, no tablet, no TV, no laptop. The blue light from those screens tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, suppressing the release of melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. Instead, you will create a sanctuary. You can read a physical book. You can stretch lightly. You can meditate or listen to calming music. You can journal, writing down your thoughts to clear your mind. The activity itself is less important than the ritual. You are training your body and mind just like you train a puppy. This 30-minute routine is the signal that the day is over, and it's time to power down. This one change will do more for your energy levels, mood, and fat loss than hours spent in the gym. So this week, you're drinking your water in the morning and protecting your last 30 minutes at night. That's it. You can do that. Welcome to week 3. Water is automatic. Your wind-down routine is becoming second nature. Now we add our third keystone habit, the 10-minute movement mandate. I'm using the word movement very intentionally, not exercise. Exercise comes with baggage. It implies sweating, pain, and a gym. Movement is simply a celebration of what your body can do. Your mission this week is to take a 10-minute walk. That's it. The ideal time to do this is right after your biggest meal of the day, but any time is better than no time. A 10-minute walk might not sound like much, but its effects are profound. Walking after a meal dramatically helps control your blood sugar, preventing those post-meal energy crashes and reducing the amount of sugar that gets stored as fat. It aids digestion, improves circulation, and clears your head. But most importantly, it breaks the cycle of a sedentary life. We sit at our desks, we sit in our cars, we sit on our couches. That 10-minute walk is a declaration. It's you telling your body, we are not designed to be still. We are made to move. This isn't about burning a ton of calories. It's about shifting your identity from a person who is sedentary to a person who is active. It's about building a foundation of consistency. Anyone can find 10 minutes. By the end of this week, you'll be starting your day with hydration, ending it with restorative rest, and breaking it up with life-giving movement. You are fundamentally changing the signals you send to your body. And that brings us to week 4, the final piece of our foundation. We've mastered our water, our sleep, and our movement. Now we add our fourth and final keystone habit for this phase, the mindful bite. Notice I haven't said a single word about what you should or shouldn't eat. No diets, no restrictions. That comes later. Before we change what we eat, we must first change how we eat. For one meal each day, just one, your mission is to eat with zero distractions. No phone, no television, no eating while standing over the kitchen sink. You will sit down at a table with your plate of food and do nothing but eat. This is unbelievably powerful. Our brains and stomachs are designed to communicate. But when we eat while scrolling through social media or watching a thriller on Netflix, that communication line is cut. We shovel food in, barely tasting it, and completely miss the subtle signals from our stomach that say, hey, I'm getting full. Then 20 minutes later, we're stuffed, bloated, and wondering why we ate so much. By eating mindfully, you reconnect that system. You will actually taste your food. You'll notice its textures and flavors. You will chew more slowly, which improves digestion. And you will begin to recognize your body's true satiety cues. You'll be shocked to find you feel full and satisfied with much less food than you thought. This practice isn't about restriction. It's about awareness. It's about turning a mindless act into a respectful, nourishing ritual. So for this week, you're continuing with your water, your sleep sanctuary, and your 10-minute walk, and you're adding one distraction-free meal per day. Look at what you've built in just 30 days. Without ever stepping foot in a gym or starting a single diet, you have established 4 habits that are quietly revolutionizing your health from the inside out. You've improved your hydration, regulated your hormones, increased your daily activity, and rewired your relationship with food. This is the foundation. It is solid, it is stable, and it was built not with a burst of unsustainable motivation, but with small, intelligent, consistent steps. You've built the launch pad. In the next phase, we start to aim for the stars. And aiming for the stars doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean strapping yourself into a rocket of punishing workouts and blasting off with the go hard or go home mentality. We've all been on that rocket before. It burns out halfway to the moon and comes crashing back down to Earth, leaving us more discouraged than when we started. No, aiming for the stars means something different. It means learning to fly. It means developing the skill of intentional movement. For the first 30 days, we focused on the internal environment. We recalibrated your relationship with food. We stabilized your blood sugar. We laid a foundation of mindful eating. That was the groundwork. Now, for the next 30 days, days 31 through 60, we introduce the second great pillar of a healthy life, movement. And I need to be crystal clear about this. We are not starting a workout plan. That phrase is loaded with baggage. It brings up images of crowded gyms in January, of workouts that leave you so sore you can't walk for 3 days, of feeling like a failure if you miss one session. We are wiping that slate clean. Instead, we are going to cultivate a practice of movement. The goal for this next month is not to lose 20 pounds or to get a six-pack. The goal is singular, simple, and profound. To forge the identity of a person who moves their body consistently. That's it. We're not chasing a result on the scale. We are building a character trait. Let's dismantle the biggest lie the fitness industry ever sold you. The lie that a workout doesn't count unless you're exhausted, dripping in sweat, and gasping for air. This all-or-nothing mindset is the single greatest enemy of consistency. It's what makes you say, I only have 20 minutes so it's not even worth it. Or, I'm too tired for a hard workout so I'll just skip it. For the next 30 days, we are embracing a new mantra. Something is always better than nothing. A 10-minute walk is infinitely better than a 0-minute walk. 5 bodyweight squats are infinitely better than 0 squats. We are playing a different game now. We're playing the long game, the consistency game. So what does this look like in practice? Our movement plan for this phase is built on 2 simple, non-negotiable components. First, the daily anchor. Every single day for the next 30 days, you will go for a 20-minute walk. That's it. That's the headline. It's so simple it's almost insulting, right? Your brain might even be fighting back right now saying, that's not enough. That won't do anything. And that's the old programming talking. The 20-minute walk isn't about burning a massive number of calories. It serves a much higher purpose. It is a psychological contract you make with yourself. It is a daily vote for the new identity you are building. When you walk, you are telling your subconscious, I am the kind of person who moves their body every day. Rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not, you walk. It's not a choice. It's like brushing your teeth. You just do it. This daily anchor does 3 critical things. 1, it creates an unbreakable chain of consistency. Even on your busiest, most stressful days, you can find 20 minutes. 2, it gently introduces rhythmic, low-impact movement to your body, improving blood flow, aiding digestion, and clearing your mind without causing a massive stress response. And 3, it gets you outside. It exposes you to natural light, which is crucial for regulating your circadian rhythm, your sleep-wake cycle. Better sleep means better hormone regulation, better recovery, and better food choices. You see how it all connects? Your only job is to not break the chain. 20 minutes. Every day. That is your anchor. Second, the strength foundation. 2 or 3 times a week on days of your choosing, you will spend 15 minutes on foundational strength. We are not trying to become bodybuilders. We are trying to build a body that is resilient, functional, and pain-free. A body that can carry groceries, play with your kids, and get up off the floor with ease well into your later years. We will focus on 5 primal movement patterns that your body was designed to do. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need your body and a little bit of floor space. The 5 movements are: 1. The squat. Think of sitting down in a chair and standing back up. We'll start with just your body weight. This is the most fundamental movement for lower body strength and hip mobility. It protects your knees and your back. 2. The push. For most people, this is a push-up. But forget the military style on-your-toes push-ups for now. Start on your knees, or even start by pushing against a wall. The goal is to build strength in your chest, shoulders, and triceps, improving your posture. Form is everything. A perfect push-up on your knees is 1,000 times better than a sloppy one on your toes. 3. The hinge. This is the movement of picking something up off the floor. We'll practice this with a movement called a glute bridge. You lie on your back, knees bent, and lift your hips toward the ceiling, squeezing your glutes. This awakens the most powerful muscles in your body, your glutes and hamstrings, which for most of us have gone dormant from sitting all day. A strong posterior chain is the secret to a healthy back. 4. The pull. This is the hardest one to do at home, but it's critical for balancing out all the pushing we do. The simplest way is with a sturdy table or a towel. You can lie on your back and pull yourself up on the edge of a heavy table. Or you can loop a towel around a doorknob, lean back, and pull your chest toward the door. This strengthens your upper back, pulling your shoulders back and undoing the computer hunch. And 5. The plank. This is about core stability. Holding a plank position, either on your elbows or your hands, teaches your entire core to fire in unison to stabilize your spine. This isn't about doing crunches. It's about building a strong, stable center from which all movement originates. That's it. Squat, push, hinge, pull, plank. 2 or 3 times a week. Don't worry about the number of reps at first. Focus on the feeling. Aim for 3 sets of each exercise, doing as many repetitions as you can with good form. Maybe that's 5 squats. Maybe it's 20. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're teaching your brain and your body how to perform these fundamental patterns correctly. You are building a base of strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. So let's recap this phase. Days 31 to 60. Your mission is simple: a 20-minute walk every day, and 15 minutes of foundational strength training 2 to 3 times per week. This is the entire plan. It is intentionally simple. It is designed not to overwhelm you, but to empower you. The victory in this phase is not a number on the scale. The victory is at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday when you're exhausted and it's drizzling outside, and you put on your jacket and go for your walk anyway. The victory is choosing to do your 15 minutes of strength before you turn on Netflix. Every time you do this, you are casting a vote for your future self. You are reinforcing the identity of a person who honors their commitments. You are building self-trust, which is a currency more valuable than any amount of weight lost. You are learning to listen to your body, to know the difference between "I'm tired and need to rest" and "I'm unmotivated and need to move." You are building the engine. In the first 30 days, we source the high-quality materials to build the chassis. Now we are assembling the engine piece by piece with consistent, intelligent movement. It's not a flashy, loud engine yet. It's a quiet, reliable, efficient engine that is being built to last a lifetime. You are creating momentum. And this gentle, steady momentum is what will carry you through the entire 90 days and beyond, turning what was once a chore into a fundamental, joyful part of who you are. Now, as we cross the threshold into the second month, days 31 through 60, we're going to talk about the fuel. Because every high-performance engine requires high-performance fuel. And that's what your body is becoming. But I want you to erase everything you think you know about healthy eating. Forget the fad diets, the restrictive meal plans, the lists of good foods and bad foods. We are not going on a diet. Let me repeat that because it's the most important sentence you'll hear in this entire section. We are not going on a diet. Diets are temporary. They are based on deprivation and willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery that drains throughout the day. Relying on willpower to change your life is like trying to power your entire house with a handful of AA batteries. It's doomed to fail. Instead, we are initiating a nutritional upgrade. Think of it like this: your body is the most advanced piece of technology you will ever own. And just like you update the software on your phone to fix bugs and improve performance, we are going to systematically upgrade the source code of your health, your nutrition. This isn't about restriction, It's about addition. It's about crowding out the less optimal choices by flooding your system with so much high-quality, energizing, delicious food that the cravings for junk simply fade away. They lose their power. For the next 4 weeks, we are going to focus on installing just one new nutritional software update per week. Just one. That's it. Because the goal here isn't a frantic, short-term sprint that leaves you exhausted and back where you started. The goal is to install new habits so deeply that they become automatic, effortless, part of your identity. So for week 5 of our 90-day journey, that's days 31 to 37, our single focus is hydration. I know it sounds almost insultingly simple. Drink more water. You've heard it a million times. But hearing is not the same as understanding, and understanding is not the same as implementing. Nearly every single process in your body, from thinking clearly to burning fat to flushing out toxins, is dependent on water. Being even slightly dehydrated is like trying to run your life with the parking brake on. Your energy plummets, your brain gets foggy, you mistake thirst for hunger and reach for a snack you don't even need. So here is your mission for the next 7 days. First, before you have your coffee, before you have anything else, you will drink one large 16-ounce glass of water. Think of this as priming the pump. You are waking up your metabolism, rehydrating your brain after a long night, and starting your day from a position of surplus, not deficit. Second, you are going to get a dedicated water bottle. A 32-ounce or even a 40-ounce bottle is perfect, and your only job is to fill it up and finish it twice a day. That's it. Carry it with you everywhere. It becomes your new accessory. This isn't about chugging water until you feel sick. It's about consistent, steady sips throughout the day. If you find water boring, add a squeeze of lemon, some mint leaves, a few cucumber slices. Make it an enjoyable ritual, not a chore. By the end of this week, you will be amazed at how much more energy you have, how much clearer your skin looks, and how many of those mid-afternoon hunger pangs just magically disappear. You're not dieting, you're just hydrated. Now we move into week 6, days 38 to 44. We're keeping our hydration habit, that's now becoming second nature, and we're installing our next upgrade, the protein anchor. Protein is the single most important macronutrient for changing your body composition. It builds and repairs everything from your muscles to your hair. But its secret superpower is satiety. Protein keeps you feeling full and satisfied for longer than anything else. It stabilizes your blood sugar, which is the key to crushing cravings for sugar and refined carbs. When you don't eat enough protein, your body is in a constant state of searching for energy, leading you straight to the vending machine or the pantry for a quick empty-calorie hit. Your mission this week is incredibly simple. At every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you will include a serving of quality protein. We're not counting grams, we're not weighing food. We're just being mindful. A serving is about the size of the palm of your hand. For breakfast, instead of just a bagel or cereal, it could be 2 or 3 eggs, or a scoop of protein powder in a smoothie, or a bowl of Greek yogurt. For lunch, instead of just a salad with a light dressing, you add a grilled chicken breast, a can of tuna, or a cup of chickpeas. For dinner, you anchor your plate with a piece of fish, a lean steak, or a portion of lentils or tofu. Think of protein as the anchor for your meal. It holds you down, keeps you steady, and prevents the currents of hunger and cravings from pulling you off course. By the end of this week, you will feel a profound shift in your relationship with food. You'll feel a sense of control and calm around eating that you may have never experienced before. Welcome to week 7, days 45 to 51. The hydration is automatic. The protein anchor is in place. Now we add color. Your mission this week is to play a game. It's called Eat the Rainbow. Every day, your goal is to get as many different natural colors onto your plates as possible. We're talking deep greens from spinach and broccoli, vibrant reds from bell peppers and strawberries, bright oranges from carrots and sweet potatoes, rich purples from eggplant and blackberries. Why? Because those colors aren't just for show. They represent thousands of different micronutrients, vitamins, and antioxidants called phytonutrients. Each color provides a different set of benefits for your body. The reds support your heart health. The oranges and yellows boost your immune system. The greens are powerful detoxifiers. The blues and purples protect your brain. Don't overthink it. You don't need to memorize what each color does. Just focus on diversity. Look at your lunch plate. Is it all just beige and brown? Add a handful of cherry tomatoes. Throw some spinach into your smoothie. Snack on a handful of blueberries. This one simple habit forces you to move away from processed, colorless foods and toward whole, vibrant, life-giving foods without ever feeling like you're on a diet. You're simply a person who eats colorful food. It's a fun, creative, and incredibly effective way to ensure your body is getting the full spectrum of nutrients it needs to thrive. And that brings us to our final upgrade for this month. Week 8, days 52 through 60. We've focused on addition, adding water, adding protein, adding color. Now we're going to introduce one simple, powerful concept of substitution. We're going to execute the Smart Swap. Your mission this week is to identify just one, maybe two things in your diet that you know aren't serving you, and find a smarter swap. This isn't about elimination. It's about evolution. Do you have a daily soda habit? Let's swap that for sparkling water with a squeeze of lime or a splash of cranberry juice. Do you reach for a bag of chips in the afternoon? Let's swap that for a handful of almonds or an apple with peanut butter. Do you have a bowl of ice cream every night? Let's swap that for a bowl of that high-protein Greek yogurt with some berries and a tiny drizzle of honey. The key here is that the swap has to be genuinely satisfying. We're not swapping a cookie for a celery stick. That's a recipe for failure. We're swapping a low-quality treat for a high-quality one. We are upgrading the experience. You still get the ritual, you still get the satisfaction, but you get it without the sugar crash, the inflammation, and the empty calories. You are teaching your brain and your taste buds to prefer better options. This is the final piece of the puzzle for this month. It's a gentle, sustainable way to start weeding out the things that hold you back. Not through brute force, but through intelligent, strategic choice. Look at what you've built in just 1 month. You're fully hydrated. You're anchoring every meal with satisfying protein. You're flooding your system with a rainbow of micronutrients. And you're making smart, effortless swaps. You haven't counted a single calorie. You haven't starved yourself. You have simply, systematically, upgraded your body's operating system. You're not just surviving. You are building a body that is primed for energy, for clarity, and for fat loss. But as powerful as this nutritional foundation is, it's only one part of the equation. Because you can have the perfect diet and the perfect workout plan, but if your internal world is a mess, if your stress is out of control and your sleep is a disaster, you will still be fighting an uphill battle. And that is what we are going to conquer next. As we enter the final 30 days, we're going to tackle the invisible forces that truly control your health, your mind, your stress, and your recovery. We are going to learn how to sleep our way to a leaner body and how to manage stress so it no longer sabotages our progress. The physical transformation is underway. Now the mental mastery begins. Let's talk about the invisible enemy, the silent saboteur that's been holding you back. No matter how clean you eat or how hard you train, this enemy is chronic stress. And its weapon of choice is a hormone called cortisol. Now, cortisol isn't inherently evil. For our ancestors, a spike in cortisol was a lifesaver. It's a core part of the fight or flight response. See a saber-toothed tiger? Cortisol floods your system, dumping sugar into your bloodstream for immediate energy, sharpening your focus, and getting you ready to either fight for your life or run like you've never run before. The problem is, your body can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a looming work deadline, a traffic jam, or an argument with your partner. In our modern world, we're not getting short, intense bursts of stress followed by long periods of calm. We're marinating in it. We wake up to a stressful alarm, check stressful emails, navigate stressful traffic, and deal with a stressful job all day long. This creates a constant, low-grade drip of cortisol into our system. And this constant drip is a disaster for your body transformation goals. Here's why. First, elevated cortisol is a direct command to your body to store fat, specifically around your midsection. It's called visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your internal organs. Your body, in its ancient wisdom, thinks, danger is everywhere. We must be in a famine or a war. Store every possible calorie as emergency fuel around the vital organs. So you can be eating in a calorie deficit, doing all your workouts, but this hormonal signal is screaming at your body to hold on to belly fat for dear life. It's one of the primary reasons people hit frustrating plateaus. Second, cortisol cranks up your cravings. Ever notice that when you're stressed, you don't crave broccoli and grilled chicken? You crave donuts, pizza, and ice cream. This isn't a failure of your willpower. It's a biological command. Cortisol blunts the part of your brain responsible for executive function and self-control, while simultaneously firing up the reward centers. It's telling you to seek out the most calorie-dense, energy-rich foods possible to fuel the fight that it thinks is coming. It's a hormonal hijack of your appetite. And if that wasn't bad enough, cortisol is catabolic, which means it breaks down tissue. And what's the most convenient tissue for it to break down for quick energy? Your hard-earned muscle. So while you're in the gym trying to build a stronger, more metabolic body, chronic stress is working behind the scenes, literally eating away at your progress. It's like trying to build a sandcastle while the tide is coming in. This vicious cycle is then amplified by the second pillar we need to master: sleep. Stress destroys sleep quality, and poor sleep dramatically increases your cortisol levels the next day. You end up in a downward spiral where you're stressed so you can't sleep, which makes you more stressed, which makes you crave junk food, which makes you store belly fat. Sound familiar? This is where we flip the script. For the next 30 days, we are going to treat sleep not as a luxury, but as a non-negotiable performance tool. It is the single most effective recovery strategy you have, and it's free. Your body doesn't change in the gym. Changes while you sleep. Deep sleep is when the magic happens. It's when your body releases up to 75% of its daily human growth hormone, or HGH. HGH is a powerhouse. It accelerates fat burning, repairs the muscle tissue you broke down during your workouts, and strengthens your bones. You are literally sleeping your way to a leaner, stronger body. Sleep is also when your body rebalances the two most important hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Think of ghrelin as the go hormone. It signals "I'm hungry, go eat." Think of leptin as the stop hormone. It signals "I'm full, stop eating." When you are sleep deprived, your ghrelin levels shoot up, and your leptin levels plummet. This is a hormonal perfect storm for overeating. You feel hungrier all day, and you feel less full after you eat. By getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, you reset this system. Your hunger signals become reliable again, making it infinitely easier to stick to your nutrition plan. You're not fighting your own biology anymore. So how do we do this? For days 31 through 60, we are implementing 2 new protocols: the Stress Resilience Protocol and the Sleep Sanctuary Protocol. Let's start with stress. We can't eliminate stress, but we can build our resilience to it. Your first tool is the 5-minute reset. Twice a day, maybe once mid-morning and once mid-afternoon, you are going to step away from your work and practice box breathing. It's simple. Inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold at the bottom for a count of 4. That's one cycle. Do this for 5 minutes. This simple act manually downregulates your nervous system. It's like hitting a reset button on your stress response, actively lowering cortisol in real time. Your second tool is what I call the worry window. A lot of stress comes from anxious thoughts swirling in our heads all day, so we're going to contain them. Schedule 15 minutes in your calendar every day, say at 4:30 p.m., as your designated worry window. If a stressful thought pops into your head at 10 a.m., you acknowledge it and tell yourself, "I will deal with you at 4:30. When your alarm goes off for your worry window, you sit down and actively think about or even write down all those worries. When the 15 minutes are up, you close the book and move on. This technique gives you control, preventing stress from hijacking your entire day. Now for the Sleep Sanctuary Protocol. Your bedroom is no longer a multi-purpose entertainment room. From this day forward, it is a sanctuary dedicated to 2 things only: sleep and intimacy. That means no more working from your bed. No more scrolling on your phone in bed. No more watching TV in bed. You must train your brain to associate your bed with sleep and only sleep. To do this, we are creating a power down hour. For the final 60 minutes before your scheduled bedtime, all screens are off. No phone, no tablet, no TV, no computer. The blue light from these devices crushes your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Instead, use this hour to signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Dim the lights in your house. Take a warm shower or bath, which can help lower your core body temperature and induce sleepiness. Read a physical book. Listen to calm music or a podcast. Do some light stretching. The specific activity doesn't matter as much as the consistency of the routine. Finally, optimize your environment. Your bedroom should be a cave. Cool, dark, and quiet. Aim for a temperature around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask to make the room as dark as possible. Even a tiny bit of light can disrupt your sleep architecture. If you live in a noisy area, consider a white noise machine or earplugs. These aren't just suggestions. For the next month, they are rules. A 5-minute reset twice a day. A 15-minute worry window. A 1-hour screen-free power down routine before bed. And a cool, dark, quiet bedroom. By mastering your stress and optimizing your sleep, You are laying the foundation for the next level of physical change. You are turning off the hormonal signals that tell your body to store fat and break down muscle, and turning on the signals that command it to burn fat and build strength. We've spent the first 30 days building our physical foundation with movement and nutrition. Now we've fortified our minds and supercharged our recovery systems. We are no longer fighting with one hand tied behind our back. With our hormones now working for us, not against us, we are primed and ready to intensify our efforts. We're ready to evolve our training and dial in our nutrition with a new level of precision. The real acceleration is about to begin. This is where the game changes. Welcome to month 2. Welcome to the acceleration phase. For the last 30 days, we built the foundation. We laid the concrete, we framed the house, and we got the power turned on by balancing our hormones. Now we build. And we build fast. The single most important concept we are going to introduce to our training this month is a principle called progressive overload. Write it down. Say it out loud. Progressive overload. This is the master key that unlocks continuous, long-term results. It's the reason people in the gym keep getting stronger, and it's the reason why so many others hit a plateau and stay there for years. So what is it? Simply put, progressive overload means continually increasing the demands on your musculoskeletal system to force it to adapt. You see, your body is an incredible adaptation machine. The first time you did 10 push-ups, your body said, "Whoa, that was tough. I better build some stronger muscle fibers in the chest, shoulders, and triceps so that's easier next time." And it did. But if you only ever do 10 push-ups, your body eventually says, "Okay, I've got this. 10 push-ups is the new normal. No need to build any more muscle. We're good here." And that, my friend, is a plateau. To break through, we have to give our body a new reason to change. We have to progressively overload it. There are several ways to do this, and we're going to become masters of them. The first and most obvious is increasing the weight. If you were squatting with 20-pound dumbbells last month, this month we're aiming for 25s. Even a small jump sends a powerful signal to your body to grow stronger. The second is increasing the repetitions. If you were bench pressing 100 pounds for 8 reps, your goal is now to hit 9 reps, then 10, then 11 with that same weight. Once you can do 12 reps with good form, that's your signal that you're ready to increase the weight and start back at a lower rep range like 8 reps with 105 pounds. You're constantly pushing the boundaries. The third method is increasing the volume, which means adding more sets. Maybe last month you were doing 3 sets of pull-ups. This month we're going for 4 sets. That extra set is a direct message to your back and biceps that their current capacity is no longer enough. They must adapt. They must grow. And a fourth, more subtle way, is by decreasing your rest time between sets. If you were resting 90 seconds, try cutting that to 75, then 60. This increases the metabolic stress on the muscle, forcing it to become more efficient and triggering a different kind of growth. Your mission for month 2 is to apply at least one of these principles to every single workout. Before you walk into the gym or your living room, you should know exactly how you're going to beat your last performance. Look at what you did last week and ask yourself one simple question. How can I do just a little bit more today? That's the mindset of progress. Now, to support this increased intensity, we're also going to evolve our workout structure. For the first month, many of you were likely doing full-body workouts, which are fantastic for building a base. But now that we're asking more of our muscles, we need to give them more focused attention and more time to recover. So we're introducing a training split. The simplest and one of the most effective is an upper/lower split. It's exactly what it sounds like. On one day, you train your entire upper body, chest, back, shoulders, arms. On the next training day, you train your entire lower body, quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves. A sample week could look like this. Monday, upper body. Tuesday, lower body. Wednesday is a rest or active recovery day. Thursday, you hit upper body again, and Friday is your second lower body day. This gives you the weekend to recover and grow. The beauty of this split is that it allows you to hit each muscle group with more volume and intensity twice a week, which is often the sweet spot for growth. While your upper body is recovering and rebuilding from Monday's session, you can go all out training your legs on Tuesday. You're no longer limited by your total body fatigue. You can put more energy, more focus, and more overload into each specific muscle group, which is exactly what we need for accelerated results. This isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. We're giving our body a stronger stimulus to grow, and then we're giving it the focused recovery time it needs to actually do the rebuilding. Of course, this more intense training needs a more precise fuel source. Just like you wouldn't put regular unleaded gasoline in a Formula 1 race car, We can no longer get away with just eating healthy. It's time to upgrade to premium fuel. It's time to talk about macronutrients. Don't let the word scare you. Macronutrients, or macros, are simply the three main nutrient categories that provide your body with energy: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. In month 1, we focused on food quality, getting rid of the processed junk and eating whole, nutrient-dense foods. Now, in month 2, we're going to layer on food quantity and proportion. We are going to learn to fuel our bodies for performance. Think of it this way: protein is the building block. It's the bricks and mortar your body uses to repair the muscle fibers we're breaking down during our intense workouts. Without enough protein, you're just tearing your body down without giving it the tools to rebuild stronger. We need to ensure our protein intake is high and consistent. Carbohydrates are your high-performance fuel. They are your body's preferred energy source, especially for the kind of intense, strength-based training we're now doing. Carbs fill up your muscle glycogen stores, which is like filling up the gas tank before a long drive. If you go into a workout with low glycogen, you'll feel weak, you'll fatigue early, and you won't be able to apply the progressive overload we need for growth. We're not afraid of carbs. We use them strategically to power our performance. And fats? Fats are essential for hormone production. Remember how important that is. As well as brain function and absorbing certain vitamins, healthy fats are the high-quality lubricant that keeps the entire engine running smoothly. So, how do we put this into practice? For the next 30 days, we're going to track our macros. I know for some of you that sounds tedious, but I want you to reframe it. This is not a diet. This is a short-term data collection project. You are becoming a scientist of your own body. For just a few weeks, you're going to measure what goes in so you can understand how it affects what comes out: your energy, your performance, your results. The awareness you will gain from this is a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. There are many free apps out there that make this incredibly simple. You just scan a barcode or search for a food, and it does all the math for you. So what should your numbers be? A fantastic starting point for most people looking to build muscle and lose fat is a 40/30/30 split. That means 40% of your daily calories come from protein, 30% from carbohydrates, and 30% from fats. First, you need a calorie target. A simple formula is to take your goal body weight in pounds and multiply it by 12. So if your goal weight is 180 pounds, your starting calorie target would be around 2,160 calories per day. From there, you do the math. 40% of 2,160 for protein, 30% for carbs, and 30% for fat. The app will do this for you, translating those percentages into grams, which is what you'll actually track. Now, this is just a starting point. The magic happens over the next few weeks as you observe and adjust. Are you feeling tired and weak in your workouts? Maybe you need to bump up your carbs a little. Are you not recovering well and feeling excessively sore? Your protein might be too low. This isn't about hitting the numbers perfectly every single day. It's about being in the ballpark, being consistent, and learning how your body responds. It's about moving from guessing to knowing. This is the synergy of month 2. The progressive overload in your training is creating the demand for change. And the precise macronutrient intake is providing the exact building blocks and fuel your body needs to meet that demand. They work together. One without the other is like trying to drive a race car with no gas, or putting rocket fuel in a broken-down sedan. You need both the powerful stimulus and the premium fuel to create a truly remarkable transformation. We've just installed a turbocharger on our engine and started using high-octane racing fuel. The machine is now more powerful than ever before. But with great power comes the need for sophisticated maintenance. Pushing your body this hard requires an equal and opposite commitment to recovery, because you don't build muscle in the gym, you build it when you rest. The work you do outside of your training is about to become just as important as the work you do during it. And that work begins the second you finish your last rep. Welcome to the other side of the equation, the vital, non-negotiable half of your transformation that most people completely ignore. We call it recovery, but I want you to start calling it growth time, because that's exactly what it is. You tear your body down in the gym, you create microscopic damage in your muscle fibers, you deplete your energy stores. But the magic, the actual growth, the fat loss, the strength gains, that all happens when you allow your body to rebuild. Ignoring this is like a construction crew demolishing a building, and then just leaving the rubble, expecting a skyscraper to appear on its own. It's not going to happen. You have to be the architect and the foreman of your own recovery. Your number one tool for this construction project? Sleep. And I'm not talking about the 5 or 6 broken hours you convince yourself is enough. I'm talking about deep, high-quality restorative sleep. For the next 90 days, this is your superpower. It is the single most effective performance and recovery-enhancing habit you can possibly adopt. And the best part is it's free. When you sleep, your body enters a state of intense regeneration. It releases a surge of human growth hormone, which is critical for repairing tissue and building muscle. Simultaneously, it suppresses cortisol, the stress hormone that, when chronically elevated, stores fat, especially around your midsection, and breaks down muscle tissue. So, you see, a lack of sleep creates the perfect hormonal storm for sabotaging every single bit of hard work you put in during the day. You're literally fighting against your own biology. So, how do we fix it? We declare war on bad sleep hygiene. Starting tonight, you will create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom has two purposes: sleep and intimacy. That's it. It is not your office, it is not your movie theater, and it is not your late-night diner. This means 1 hour before your designated bedtime, which should be consistent. Even on weekends, all screens go off. The blue light emitted from your phone, your tablet, your TV, it tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to rest. Instead of scrolling through social media, read a book, a real physical book. Meditate, listen to calm music, do some light stretching. Create a power-down ritual that tells your body and mind the day is over. Make your room as dark as possible. I'm talking blackout curtains, covering any small LEDs on electronics. Make it cool. Between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is the sweet spot for most people. And protect your sanctuary from caffeine after 2 p.m. and alcohol too close to bed. While a drink might make you feel drowsy, it demolishes your REM sleep, the most mentally restorative phase of your sleep cycle. You might be unconscious, but you're not recovering. Treat your sleep schedule with the same seriousness as a crucial business meeting. It's a non-negotiable appointment with your own health. 7 to 9 hours. Every night. This isn't a luxury. It's a biological necessity for the change you want to see. Now let's talk about fueling your recovery. Your post-workout nutrition is the second pillar of growth time. You've just put your muscles through the ringer. Now you have to give them the raw materials to rebuild bigger and stronger. The most important of these materials is protein. For decades, people obsessed over the anabolic window, this mythical 30-minute period after a workout where you had to slam a protein shake or all your gains would be lost. Modern science shows us it's a lot more forgiving than that. The real key is not so much about one specific window, but about your total protein intake throughout the entire day. You should be aiming to get a solid dose of protein in the meal following your workout, yes, but also in every meal. This provides a steady stream of amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, to your body, ensuring the repair process never runs out of supplies. Think of it like this: you can't build a brick house by having a truck dump all the bricks at the site once and then disappear. You need a crew consistently bringing bricks to the bricklayers all day long. That's what consistent protein intake does. It ensures the builders always have what they need right when they need it. But protein isn't the only player here. Carbohydrates are your friend in recovery. After a tough workout, your muscle glycogen, your body's stored form of carbohydrate energy, is depleted. Consuming smart carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, or fruit after training is like refilling the gas tank in your car. It replenishes those stores, which not only gives you energy for your next workout, but also helps shuttle protein into your muscles more effectively and blunts the cortisol response from intense training. Don't fear the carbs. Place them strategically around your workouts where your body needs them most. And finally, let's not forget about the fire department: anti-inflammatory foods and hydration. Intense exercise creates inflammation. While some of this is a necessary signal for growth, chronic inflammation is your enemy. Flood your system with micronutrients from dark leafy greens, berries, nuts, and spices like turmeric. These are nature's anti-inflammatories. And water. Hydration is everything. Your muscles are about 75% water. Dehydration impairs nutrient delivery, hinders waste removal, and can dramatically increase muscle soreness. Carry a water bottle with you all day. Make it a part of you. Your urine should be a pale straw-like color. It's a simple metric, but it's incredibly effective. The third and final pillar of your recovery protocol is active recovery and mobility. The worst thing you can do on a rest day is absolutely nothing. Lying on the couch for 18 hours will make you feel more stiff and sore, not less. This is because movement promotes blood flow. And blood is the vehicle that carries all those amazing nutrients we just talked about to your damaged muscles. while also carrying away metabolic waste products that contribute to soreness. This is where active recovery comes in. On your designated rest days, I want you to move your body, but at a very low intensity. We're talking a 30-minute brisk walk, a light bike ride, a gentle swim, or even just playing with your kids or your dog in the park. The goal is to get your heart rate up just a little, to get the blood pumping, without causing any further stress or damage to your muscles. It's the difference between letting a car sit and rust in the garage versus taking it for a gentle drive to keep the engine lubricated. Beyond that, you need to incorporate dedicated mobility work. This means practices like foam rolling and stretching. Think of your muscles as being wrapped in a thin sheath called fascia. After hard training, this fascia can develop adhesions and knots, like wrinkles in a shirt, which restrict movement and cause pain. Foam rolling is like ironing out those wrinkles. It's a form of self-myofascial release, breaking up those adhesions, increasing blood flow, and improving your range of motion. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, but I want you to learn to love that hurts so good feeling, because it's the feeling of releasing tension and restoring function. Spend 10 to 15 minutes after every workout, and maybe a longer session on your rest days, focusing on the areas you just trained and the areas that feel tight. Roll slowly, and when you find a tender spot, pause on it for 20 to 30 seconds and breathe. Follow this up with some static stretching, holding each stretch for at least 30 seconds. This helps to lengthen the muscle tissue and further improve flexibility. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about injury prevention. A pliable, mobile body is a resilient body. It's a body that can handle the increasing demands you're about to place on it in the next phase of this program. So let's put it all together. Your recovery is now a three-pronged strategy: masterful sleep, precision nutrition, and intelligent active recovery. You are no longer just working out. You are training. And athletes, real athletes, understand that the time spent recovering is just as, if not more, productive than the time spent training. They don't see it as weakness. They see it as a strategic advantage. This is the mindset shift you must make. Rest is not for the weak. It is for the wise. It is the invisible work that forges the visible results. Master this, and you'll not only survive the next 90 days, you'll thrive. And to thrive, you must conquer the silent saboteur that unravels even the most perfect plans. It's an invisible enemy that works from the inside out, turning your own body against you. I'm talking about stress. Not the acute, I have a deadline kind of stress that can sometimes focus the mind. I'm talking about the low-grade, chronic 21st century hum of anxiety that has become the background noise of modern life. This is the single biggest threat to your 90-day transformation. It's more dangerous than a missed workout, more destructive than a cheap meal, because it poisons the very well from which you draw your strength, your willpower, and your ability to recover. To understand its power, you need to understand a chemical called cortisol. Think of cortisol as your body's built-in alarm system. Thousands of years ago, if a saber-toothed tiger jumped out from behind a rock, your brain would flood your system with cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart would pound, your pupils would dilate, and sugar would be dumped into your bloodstream for immediate energy. It was a brilliant short-term survival mechanism. It screamed, "Deal with this threat right now." And you'd either fight the tiger or run from it. Then the threat would be gone, and your cortisol levels would return to normal. Here's the problem. Your brain hasn't had a software update in about 200,000 years. It can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a passive-aggressive email from your boss. It can't distinguish between a genuine life-or-death threat and seeing your ex's vacation photos on Instagram. It can't separate a famine from the anxiety of a looming credit card bill. So that alarm system, designed to be a short, sharp blast, is now stuck in the on position. The tiger is always there. It's in your phone. It's in your traffic jam. It's in the 24-hour news cycle. And this chronic drip, drip, drip of cortisol is systematically dismantling your health goals. Let's be brutally honest about what it's doing to you. First, it attacks your muscle. Cortisol is catabolic, which is the scientific way of saying it breaks things down. It literally signals your body to break down your hard-earned muscle tissue to convert it into glucose for that fight-or-flight energy it thinks you need. All those hours you're spending in the gym, building a stronger, more metabolically active body, chronic stress is eating away at your results while you sleep. Second, it commands your body to store fat, specifically visceral fat. This is the most dangerous type of fat, the kind that wraps around your internal organs and sends out inflammatory signals throughout your body. Cortisol essentially tells your body, times are tough, a crisis is happening. We need to store energy for the long winter ahead. and its preferred storage location is right around your midsection. That stubborn belly fat that won't seem to budge no matter how many calories you cut or crunches you do. It's not just about diet. It's a physical manifestation of your stress levels. Third, it hijacks your appetite. Cortisol messes with your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. It cranks up ghrelin, the I'm hungry hormone, and suppresses leptin, the I'm full hormone. Even worse, it creates intense cravings for the very things that will derail you. High fat, high sugar, hyperpalatable foods. This isn't a failure of your willpower. It's your ancient biology, under the influence of a stress hormone, screaming for quick, dense energy to fight that imaginary tiger. It's a chemical command to seek comfort and survival in the form of donuts and potato chips. And finally, it sabotages the very thing we just established is critical, your sleep. Cortisol is supposed to be low at night to allow you to fall asleep, and peak in the morning to wake you up. But when you're chronically stressed, your cortisol levels are elevated at night, leaving you staring at the ceiling, your mind racing. This creates a death spiral. Poor sleep increases cortisol the next day, which then leads to more poor sleep. So what do? We can't eliminate stress. You can't just quit your job, move to a monastery, and meditate all day. But you don't have to. The goal is not a stress-free life. It's a stress-resilient one. You need to build a toolkit, a set of simple, powerful practices that allow you to manually turn down that alarm system and signal to your body that you are safe. Your first tool is the physiological sigh, popularized by neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. It is the fastest known way to consciously bring your anxiety level down. It's simple. 2 sharp inhales through the nose, followed by 1 long, slow exhale through the mouth. That's it. 2 inhales, 1 long exhale. When you're stressed, your little air sacs in your lungs, the alveoli, can collapse. That double inhale pops them back open, allowing for a more efficient offloading of carbon dioxide. When you do that long exhale, you are slowing your heart rate and signaling to your brainstem, the ancient reptilian part of your brain, that the threat has passed. You are manually taking control of your autonomic nervous system. Do this 3 to 5 times whenever you feel that wave of stress rising. Before a tough conversation, when you're stuck in traffic, when you open a scary email. It's a 2-second pattern interrupt that is profoundly powerful. Your second tool is a daily 20-minute nature prescription. This isn't some mystical, abstract idea. It's hard science. Studies show that spending just 20 minutes in a natural environment, a park, a trail, even a backyard with trees, can significantly lower cortisol levels. You don't have to be hiking a mountain. Just be in a place where you can see green things and hear natural sounds. Leave your phone in your pocket. The goal is to disconnect from the digital tigers and reconnect with the real world. This is your mandatory dose of tranquility. Schedule it like you schedule a workout. It is that important. Your third tool is a gratitude audit. Stress and anxiety thrive when your brain is constantly scanning the horizon for threats. It's a survival mechanism that has gone into overdrive. Gratitude is the direct antidote. It retrains your brain to scan for positives. Every single night, before you go to sleep, write down 3 specific things that went well that day and your role in them. Not my family. Too generic. Get specific. My daughter told me a funny joke that made me laugh out loud. I made it to the gym even when I was tired and felt proud of myself for it. I had a great conversation with a colleague that helped solve a problem. This practice over time literally rewires your neural pathways. It builds a buffer against negativity and teaches your brain that the world isn't just a collection of pending threats. Your fourth and final tool is creating a sacred, non-negotiable first hour of your day. For the first 60 minutes after you wake up, your phone does not exist. No email, no social media, no news. The moment you look at your phone, you are inviting the world's chaos, demands, and anxieties into your brain before it's even fully awake. You are starting the day in a reactive, defensive posture, jacking up your cortisol from minute 1. Instead, use that first hour to hydrate, get some sunlight in your eyes to set your circadian rhythm, stretch, meditate, journal, or read something positive. You must protect that first hour ferociously. By starting your day with intention and calm, you are setting your neurological and hormonal baseline for the rest of the day. You are choosing to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. These aren't just nice ideas. They are essential, non-negotiable components of your transformation. Managing your stress is not a luxury. It is as crucial as lifting weights and eating protein. Because a body that is drowning in cortisol is a body that cannot build, it cannot burn fat efficiently, and it cannot recover. It is a body in a constant state of emergency. Your job over the next 90 days is to prove to your body, through your consistent actions, that the emergency is over. You are safe, you are in control, and you are ready to rebuild. So how do we do it? How do we send that signal? You don't send it with one perfect meal or one heroic workout. You send it like a drumbeat, consistent, rhythmic, unwavering. You send it with every glass of water instead of soda, every walk you take when you'd rather sit, every night you choose an extra hour of sleep over an extra hour of scrolling. Each action is a message, a quiet reassurance to your nervous system saying, see, the crisis has passed. We have resources. We have stability. We can stop hoarding fat. We can stop pumping out stress hormones. We can finally start to repair and rebuild. This marks your entry into phase 2 of this transformation. Let's call days 31 through 60 the adaptation phase. The first month was about laying the foundation, clearing out the rubble, and stopping the downward spiral. This next month, this is where we build. This is where your body takes the new, consistent signals you're sending it and begins to adapt in truly profound ways. It's where the magic starts to compound. And our first focus is upgrading your fuel source. In the first 30 days, we focused on what to remove, the processed junk, the sugary drinks, the inflammatory oils. Now we focus on what to optimize. We're moving from basic nutrition to strategic nutrition. And we're not going to count a single calorie. Instead, we're going to focus on 2 things: nutrient timing and nutrient density. Let's start with timing. Think of your body like a high-performance factory. You wouldn't just dump all the raw materials for the whole day at the front door at 9 a.m. and hope for the best, right? No, you deliver specific materials to specific workstations exactly when they're needed. Your body is the same. The 2 most critical delivery times are the start of your day and the window right after you exercise. For years, we've been told that a breakfast of cereal, toast, or a muffin is the right way to start the day. It's a complete lie designed to sell you boxes of sugar. Starting your day with a rush of simple carbohydrates is like starting a campfire with gasoline. You get a huge, fast flame that dies out almost immediately, leaving you with no energy, intense cravings, and a hormonal crash before 10 a.m. Instead, for the next 30 days, I want you to front-load your day with protein and healthy fats. An omelet with avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, a high-quality protein shake. Why? Because protein and fat are slow-burning fuel. They stabilize your blood sugar, they provide the building blocks for your neurotransmitters, the very chemicals that govern your mood and focus, and they keep you full and satisfied for hours. You're not just eating breakfast. You're programming your entire hormonal and energetic output for the rest of the day. The second critical window is within about 60 to 90 minutes after you finish a workout. This is when your muscles are like dry sponges, desperate to soak up nutrients to repair and rebuild. This is the single best time to consume the majority of your smart carbohydrates for the day. Things like a sweet potato, quinoa, brown rice, or a piece of fruit. Pairing these carbs with a fast-digesting protein source creates the perfect rebuilding signal. The carbs replenish the energy stores you just burned, and the protein goes directly to repairing the muscle fibers you just challenged. This one shift, moving your carbs to your post-workout window, can be the difference between feeling drained and sore for days versus feeling energized and getting stronger week after week. Now let's talk about density. Nutrient density is simply getting the most health-promoting vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds per bite. You could eat a 200-calorie snack cake or 200 calories of blueberries. One floods your body with inflammation and sugar. The other floods your body with fiber and micronutrients that fight disease and slow down aging. During this adaptation phase, your mission is to make every single bite count. Your goal is to add in, not just take away. Add a handful of spinach to your smoothie. Add a side of steamed broccoli to your dinner. Add a variety of colorful vegetables to every single lunch. These aren't just health foods. They are the microscopic tools your body uses to rebuild your cells from the inside out. They are the software upgrades for your immune system. And as we upgrade your fuel, we must simultaneously upgrade the challenge. Your fitness for the first 30 days was about one thing: consistency. Showing up. Building the habit of movement. Now, in phase 2, we introduce the single most important principle for changing your body composition: progressive overload. It sounds complicated, but it's incredibly simple. Your body is the ultimate adaptation machine. It is fundamentally lazy in the best way possible. It wants to do the least amount of work necessary to survive. If you go to the gym and lift a 10-pound dumbbell for 10 reps, the first time your body says, "Whoa, that was tough." We were not prepared for that. We better build some stronger muscle fibers so this is easier next time. And it does. But if you go back 3 days later and lift that same 10-pound dumbbell for the same 10 reps, your body says, "Oh, this again? Yeah, we've got this." No need to change, we've already adapted. And your progress grinds to a halt. Progressive overload is the art of staying one tiny step ahead of your body's ability to adapt. It means you must consistently increase the demand you place on your muscles over time. But here's the secret most people miss. Increasing the demand does not just mean lifting heavier weight. That's only one tool in the toolbox. For the next 30 days, I want you to pick one of these methods each week and apply it to your workouts. Maybe this week you focus on reps. If you did 10 bodyweight squats last week, you're going to do 12 this week. The weight is the same, but the demand is higher. Next week, maybe you focus on sets. You did 3 sets of 12 last week? This week you're doing 4 sets of 12. Or maybe you focus on decreasing your rest time. If you rested for 60 seconds between sets, try resting for only 45 seconds. Your heart will be pounding, and your muscles will be burning. That's adaptation. You can also improve your form going deeper in your squat. You can increase your range of motion. You can even increase the frequency, adding 1 extra workout day to your week. The point is to give your body a new reason to change. Every workout should be a question you ask your body. Can you handle this? And by finishing it, your body answers, yes, but we'll have to get stronger for next time. That is the conversation that transforms you. Now we have to talk about the most dangerous part of this entire 90-day journey. It's not a craving. It's not a missed workout. It's the period between roughly day 30 and day 60. This is where the initial burst of motivation fades. The scale might slow down. The novelty wears off, and the reality of the daily grind sets in. This is called a plateau, and it is the #1 reason people quit. But I'm going to reframe this for you right now. A plateau is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of success. It is your body's way of telling you that it has successfully adapted to the challenges you gave it in phase 1. A plateau is a graduation certificate. It is a signal that you are now ready for the next level of challenge. It is not a wall, it is a doorway. When you hit it, and you will hit it, you have a choice. You can see it as a sign that this isn't working anymore, and give up like millions of others do. Or you can see it for what it is, a test. It's a test of your commitment. It's a test of your why. This is the moment you have to dig deep and remember the reason you started. Not the superficial reason like, I want to lose 10 pounds. The real reason, the deep emotional core of your desire for change. You want to have the energy to play with your grandkids. You want to look in the mirror and feel confident and proud. You want to feel in control of your own life again. That is the fuel that will get you through the plateau. During this phase, I want you to adopt the 2-day rule. It's simple. You can miss 1 planned workout. You can have 1 meal that's off plan. Life happens. But you can never ever miss 2 in a row. 1 day is a slip-up. 2 days is the start of a new negative habit. The 2-day rule is your safety net. It allows for imperfection while demanding consistency. By combining strategic nutrition that fuels repair with intelligent training that demands adaptation, you are entering the most transformative phase of this journey. You are teaching your body not just to survive but to thrive. You're moving beyond just creating habits and you're starting to forge an identity. This isn't just something you're doing anymore. It's becoming a part of who you are. And that identity is what will carry you through the final 30 days, where we will lock in these changes for life, making them as automatic and effortless as breathing. Isn't just something you're doing anymore. It's becoming a part of who you are. And that identity is what will carry you through the final 30 days, where we will lock in these changes for life, making them as automatic and effortless as breathing. This final month, from day 61 to day 90, is not about white-knuckling your way to a finish line. It's about taking your foot off the gas pedal of conscious effort and letting the engine of habit take over. Think back to when you first learned to drive a car. Every single action required intense focus. Check the mirrors, hands at 10 and 2, signal, shoulder check. Ease onto the gas, watch the other cars. It was mentally exhausting. But now, you get in the car and you just drive. You navigate traffic, listen to music, maybe even hold a conversation. All while your subconscious mind handles the complex mechanics of operating the vehicle. That is our goal for these last 30 days. We are moving your new, healthy lifestyle from the front of your brain, where it requires constant attention, to the back of your brain, where it becomes an automatic, integrated part of your daily operating system. This is the stage of mastery. So, for this first half of the final month, from day 61 to day 75, we're going to focus on refinement and optimization. You've built the house. Now we're adding the finishing touches that make it a home. Let's start with your nutrition. You already know what to eat. You've been practicing portion control and focusing on whole foods. Now let's get a little more sophisticated. We're going to start listening to your body on a deeper level. This is the time to experiment with nutrient timing. Notice how you feel when you eat a carbohydrate-rich snack an hour before a workout versus going in fasted. Pay attention to your energy levels when you have a protein-heavy meal within an hour after your workout. This isn't about rigid rules. It's about collecting data on your own unique biology. You are becoming your own health detective. What makes you feel energized? What makes you feel strong? What helps you sleep soundly? This is also a great time to level up your meal prep. Instead of just prepping full meals, try batch cooking components. Cook a big batch of quinoa, roast a tray of mixed vegetables, grill a dozen chicken breasts, and make a jar of vinaigrette. Now you have a toolkit in your fridge. You can assemble a grain bowl, a salad, or a wrap in minutes, giving you variety without sacrificing convenience. You're no longer just following a plan. You're creating a system that serves you. In fitness, the theme is the same: smart optimization. You've established consistency, which is the hardest part. Now, we introduce the concept of strategic variation to prevent plateaus and, more importantly, boredom. If you've been doing the same weightlifting routine, this is the month to change your rep schemes. Try a week of higher reps and lower weight to build muscular endurance. Then, switch to a week of lower reps and heavier weight to build strength. If you've been running the same 3-mile loop, find a route with hills or try interval training, sprinting for 30 seconds, then jogging for 90 and repeat. This challenges your body in new ways, forcing it to adapt and grow stronger. This is also the perfect time to schedule your first deload week. This is a planned week of lighter activity. Maybe you go for walks instead of runs, do yoga instead of lifting heavy, or just take a few extra rest days. It feels counterintuitive, but a deload week is not a sign of weakness. It's a pro-level strategy. It allows your muscles, joints, and nervous system to fully recover, which prevents injury and burnout, and often leads to you coming back even stronger the following week. You're learning to work with your body, not just against it. And for your mindset, we're going to install the final, most powerful piece of software. It's called identity-based habits. Up until now, your goals might have been outcome-based, like, I want to lose 15 pounds, or I want to run a 5K. There's nothing wrong with that, but those goals have an endpoint. Once you hit it, the motivation can vanish. An identity-based goal is different. It's not about what you want to achieve. It's about who you want to become. You stop saying, I'm trying to eat healthy. You start saying, I am a healthy eater. You stop saying, I have to go to the gym. You start saying, I am the kind of person who never misses a workout. See the shift? It's subtle, but it's monumental. Every time you choose the salad over the fries, you are casting a vote for your new identity. Every time you lace up your sneakers when you'd rather stay on the couch, you are reinforcing the reality that you are an active person. Your actions are no longer a chore. They are an affirmation of who you are. This is the psychological armor that will make you unshakable. Now we enter the final 2 weeks, from day 76 to day 90. This is the lockdown phase. The goal here is to make your new identity so deeply ingrained that it's simply your default setting. The first step is to define your non-negotiables. Sit down with a piece of paper and identify the 3 to 5 core habits that have made the biggest difference for you over the past 2.5 months. These are your anchors. For one person, it might be 1. Get 7 hours of sleep, 2. Drink half my body weight in ounces of water, and 3. Move my body for 30 minutes. For another, it might be 1. Eat a protein-rich breakfast, 2. Take a 10-minute walk after dinner, and 3. No screens an hour before bed. Whatever they are for you, write them down. These are no longer things you try to do. They are things you do. They are as fundamental to your day as brushing your teeth. On your busiest, most stressful days, these non-negotiables are the bedrock you can stand on. Speaking of stressful days, let's build your resilience plan. Because life will inevitably try to knock you off course. The all-or-nothing mindset is the enemy of long-term success. It's the voice that says, well, I ate that donut for breakfast, so the whole day is ruined. Might as well order a pizza for dinner. We're going to silence that voice forever. Your resilience plan is your in case of emergency break glass strategy. It's based on the idea of the minimum effective dose. Ask yourself, On my absolute worst day, what is the bare minimum I can do to still cast a vote for my healthy identity? Maybe you don't have time for a 45-minute gym session, but can you do a 10-minute bodyweight circuit in your living room? Yes. Maybe you don't have the energy to cook a gourmet healthy meal, but can you pick up a rotisserie chicken and a bag salad from the grocery store instead of going through the drive-thru? Absolutely. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to never have a zero day. By always doing something, no matter how small, you maintain your momentum and prove to yourself that your commitment isn't fragile. It's flexible, it's durable, and it can withstand the chaos of real life. Finally, in these last few days, take the time to look back. Pull out that journal from day one. Read about the person who started this journey. Remember their doubts, their fears, their reasons for wanting a change. And then look at who you are now. Don't just focus on the number on the scale or the size of your jeans. Acknowledge the real victories, the energy you have to play with your kids, the mental clarity you have at work, the confidence you feel when you look in the mirror, the simple, profound joy of feeling good in your own skin. This is not about vanity. This is about vitality. You have fundamentally rewired your relationship with your body and your mind. You've gone from being a passenger in your own life to grabbing the steering wheel with both hands. Celebrate that. Be proud of that. You have earned it. And as you cross that imaginary finish line on day 90, I want you to understand something crucial. This is not the end. It's the graduation. It's the beginning of the rest of your life. A life where you are in control. You have spent 90 days building a foundation of habits, knowledge, and self-respect. Now, you get to build whatever you want on top of it. What's your next adventure? Do you want to sign up for that 10K race? Do you want to learn to rock climb? Do you want to master 5 new healthy, delicious recipes to cook for your family? The goal is no longer just getting healthy. The goal is now to explore the incredible capacity of the amazing body and mind you've worked so hard to nurture. You've done more than just change your habits. You've changed the trajectory of your future. You've shown yourself that you are capable of incredible things. You've become an example for your friends, your partner, your children. When they see you glowing with energy and confidence, they'll be inspired to start their own journey. That is the ultimate legacy of this transformation. It doesn't just change your life. It ripples outward and changes the lives of those you love. So take a deep breath. Look at how far you've come. This is your new normal. This is not a temporary fix. This is who you are now. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your vibrant, powerful, and limitless life.